Welcome to r/relationship advice. Here's today's story. Wife had an affair and had a child. Biological father took a job transfer and has never been involved in his son's life. My wife and I worked it out, and I have raised him since day one as my own. 8 years later he is divorced, talking to my wife who now wants a divorce. I apologize in advance for the book, grammar, and all that other good stuff, but it's a hard situation to explain, and I suck at this stuff, but I'll try to do my best. A little background. I'm 37 and my wife is 34. We have 4 children together, and have been together for almost 20 years. We both have made plenty of mistakes throughout our relationship, from infidelity, family issues, you name it. The problem I'm facing now, I have no idea how to handle. So here it goes. About 8 years ago, my wife had an affair with a co-worker, which was also married, and got pregnant, had a son. The biological father instantly took a job transfer once he got the news, and called me saying that there were other possibilities of other men who could be the father, knowing very well it was me, or him. My wife was honest from the beginning, saying that there was a chance I wasn't the father, and giving me the choice of what to do with our relationship. I ended up not being his biological father, and my wife, which I love to death, was basically abandoned in this hard situation, and an innocent baby was going to be just left with no father. It broke my heart that he was just left without even a second thought, just ran away from. So, I made the choice to be his dad, no matter what the DNA test said. I knew if I made this choice it was forever, and I could never go back on it, no matter what happened between my wife and me. I could never let my other children look at him as a mistake, and the reason that their parents got a divorce. He was an innocent baby. So, I looked past what my wife did to me, and went all in, taking him on as my own. My son and I have been super close, and have an amazing bond, which goes to further prove that blood doesn't mean anything. When I don't know if it's because of the situation or what, but it has just come naturally, and I have never struggled knowing he wasn't mine. The only thing that was hard for me is strangers saying how much he looks like me, or I don't get to say he gets that from me, but I don't regret it, and haven't for a second. I have never treated him different for a second and never would. When my son was 2, my son's biological father was faced with the decision to pay child support or give up his rights, and he went in front of the courts and signed his rights away, and then I legally adopted him. My wife and I did this because if something ever happened to her, that he wouldn't try to come and take him away for some reason. We have never asked for 1 penny from him, and when faced with either paying for him or signing his rights away, that's what he chose. Fast forward till now, the biological father is now divorced, and my wife reached out to him to see if he wanted to be in his son's life, who is now 7. I don't think she should have done this, because if he wanted to, he would have made the effort or reached out to us first. Now my wife and him talk and text every day. Her reason is that she said she had feelings for him in the beginning and were never wrapped up, and has to talk to him to get past her feelings and be able to co-parent with him. We got my son into counseling when this all started to have a guide for him and us in this hard situation, and I thought we would all be on the same page and we would all have open communication, which is by far not what's going on at all. My wife now wants a divorce, and she says wants to be single. She says it has nothing to do with him, but I have read their text messages and have heard them talk on the phone, and that is not the case at all. My wife is leaving tomorrow to spend the weekend with him at his house, to what she says is to figure out her feelings. The truth is that she has bought lingerie and sex toys that she has tried to hide from me for their weekend, and text messages saying hopefully pictures of them together end up on his desk at work. I'm completely heartbroken. I don't want a divorce. It would be bad enough going through a divorce with no one else involved, but it just makes it worse, because I feel like she is leaving me to be with him, which I don't know how she could, after he did what he did. I just don't understand. We have a good life together, and she just wants to throw it all away for him. And this is something I don't know if I could ever get past. It feels like a big slap in the face. I'm supposed to invite this man back into my son's life and have no feelings about it and try to make it a positive thing for him, and then he goes after my wife again. I have my son's counselor telling me that she wants us to talk before my son does and just don't know what to say to him. She doesn't know what's going on between the adults involved in this. I have my wife telling me I'm the only one having a hard time with this, and he's so much easier to deal with, but I'm doing the best I can, and I feel if either one of them were in my position, they would handle this way worse than I am. I feel like my wife is taking a hard situation and making it an impossible one to have a positive outcome. I don't know what to do or say to her. I'm a mess inside and trying to handle this the best I can. So any advice, I would appreciate it. Here's the first comment. You need to get an attorney immediately. Your wife is already on her way out the door, and you need to hustle to protect yourself and your child. And yes, legally he is your child, and there isn't anything anybody can do about that. You may end up sharing custody with your wife and bio dad, but if you play this right, you will not lose your kid out of your life. Consider individual counseling for yourself as well. This is a huge betrayal from your wife, and you will need support and help. Reach out to the people in your life, family, friends. Tell them what is going on, and get their support as well. Grieve the loss of your marriage, and the betrayal of your wife. Get sad. Get mad. Get numb. Whatever you feel is okay, just let yourself feel it. Here's the next comment. And no matter what you do not provide any more chances for this woman to redeem herself or to stay in your life. She clearly doesn't love you and does not care for your mental or emotional well-being. Here's the next comment. In my opinion, and I'm kind of jumping to conclusions here, but I think she's wanted out of this marriage for 7 years. Get a lawyer. Legally he is your son, and she can't just take him away with a divorce. Let her go. She wants a divorce. Give her one. Get that lawyer and make sure she doesn't screw you over. You can do better than her. I suggest getting your own individual therapist. Here's the next comment. There's good news and bad news here, OP. There is not a cat in hell's chance that a relationship with a man who couldn't even be asked to be a father to his own son is going to successfully take in your wife, said son, and your brood. No chance. Oh, they'll have a quick play with the sex toys, and he'll give her a good fricking, but will it last? No way, Jose. As soon as the novelty wears off, he will be up and running. Now for the bad news. As soon as this happens, she will be back at your door. Yes, UOP. Mr. Second Best. She will beg and plead and explain that it's all been a horrible mistake. She didn't do it for herself. Pause a moment to think about the sex toys. She did it for their son. Truth is, OP. She's been his from years ago. You were just filling a gap. Do yourself a big favor. Let her go. Yes, and help her to pack her bags. Employ the 180, and for everyone's sake, don't take her back. Your call, OP. Good luck. Here's the next comment. Dude, why did you put yourself through this? Oh my god. You need to lawyer up and provide all evidence you have of your wife's infidelities. If you do love your son, then you need to see what you're going to need to do to gain full custody of him. Here's the next comment. Reason number 842,628. Why people who take cheating spouses back are just waiting to have their lives turned upside down. Get a lawyer immediately. I don't know about you, but I'm going for full custody and massive child support payments if I'm you, because your wife is essentially running away with the father of your kid. Document everything. The texts, receipts, basically everything that shows that she's going to cheat on you when she leaves. I hope you're in an at fault state, because boy is she at fault in this. And the most important thing, crash her freaking world. I say at this point, go nuclear. Tell everyone she knows that she's a monster with no feelings for anyone but herself. Here's the next comment. OP, I completely agree with everyone above. I know this is probably super painful for you and not something you want to move forward with. And yet, you need to protect yourself so you can protect your kids. Collect all the evidence you can of your wife's infidelity and anything else that might give you little more leverage in court. Start talking to a lawyer now and get your ducks in a row. As painful as it is, if you don't take these steps now, you could be looking at an even rougher road ahead. Also, please get yourself a therapist too. This is heavy emotional stuff to deal with, and it's not easy. Taking care of yourself this way will also help you be there for your kids, especially your son, who's probably pretty confused. I'm so sorry that you're going through this situation. You can do this though. Here's the next comment. OP. I'm going to be harsh, but I mean it in a polite way. You're in your 30s and have been together almost 20 years with 4 children. I'm willing to bet you guys didn't really date anyone else. Get some basic dating ups and downs and different excitements out of your systems. So she missed out on it and wants it now. Saying she chose you because of the kids, but she wants her needs fulfilled is indeed selfish and honestly crappy, but she wants to feel 17 again, and he's promising her the moon. Both of them are selfish and awful. Dude, your wife is a jerk, end of story. She made up her mind 8 years ago, and she wasn't considering your feelings then, and certainly isn't now. Time for you to take your life back. Get a lawyer. My dad wanted custody of my brothers and me, and was told a female lawyer will not listen to the crocodile tears your wife is going to have, and it helped him. Lay it all out on the line. The cheating, the lies, his lack of support, all of it. Leave nothing out, and let your lawyer help you keep your kids. Then get therapy. Work on what you want, not the kind of man she might stay with, not being more like that a-hole, the kind of man you want to be, the kind of man your children look up to. Then if things go south with them, and they will, do not take her back. She might try to seduce you into looking after her again. Forget that. You can find someone better who puts you first, like you put her first. Don't settle for less. Good luck. You seem like a sweet man, and I wish you the best. Here's the next comment. Woo, this is obviously such a large problem. You need to speak with a lawyer now. That advice gets tossed around on this sub, but it is a definite must for you. You need to come to terms with the fact that your wife is leaving you, and you need to take care of you right now. You will be no help to your children, especially your son, if you allow yourself to be run over. She is leaving you to be with him. Come to terms with that. It does not mean that you are not worthy or were a bad husband. I don't think the kids need to know everything, but they need to know that big changes are in their future and that you will be there for them. Tell them that it is something that you all will go through together. Get in front of that ball as well. Good luck, OP. Here's the next comment. This is by far the absolute worst thing I have ever heard in my life. I cannot believe your wife, I can't believe the other man, and I couldn't even imagine what you must be experiencing. First off, get an attorney. It is imperative you protect your relationship with your son. She will divorce you and try to take your son away from you. Secondly, file for divorce. Please do not attempt or try anything for this woman. For her to go back to that man is evil. I would try to feel sorry for her, but she deserves her very rude awakening. Lastly, please find counseling if you can. It's not always available, but this is a level of trauma that I can't even imagine. You do not deserve, your son does not deserve this. And the fact that she's incapable of being able to see that is just pure evil. Please be strong. You are an amazing person with an amazing heart and soul. Thanks for watching.